Hey, everybody. Welcome in. This is WJLB AM 1230, 104.7 FM on the radio, TuneIn app, or maybe on the JED TV app as well. This is another edition of the podcast broadcast of Notoriety, hosted by Phil Potempa usually, but we are filling in for Phil, fill-in host, if you will. Tony Panek here, along with co-host Luke Miiller. Luke,
hello,
right?
hello.
As Luke gets dialed into the set. We also got Adriana behind the producer's wall producing for us this morning. As we record this on Tuesday, started with a T almost, Tuesday, September 16th, just about 10 a.m. here in the Calumet region. If you're listening to this live or watching live, or maybe it's being rebroadcasted, you're watching in the future, we welcome you into the show. It's the show that takes you into the headlines and articles of the Post-Tribune, Chicago Tribune media, as well as gives you that deeper dive into the articles. And we couldn't do it without the generous underwriting of our sponsors, of course, folks from People's Bank right across the parking lot here, my bank. So I could vouch for them. Fantastic banking system.
Yep.
And of course, over the years, Indiana Arts Commission and whatnot for being great supporters of the show. The Legacy Foundation as well. And we appreciate them because without them, we couldn't do this program. And we got a great program here today, this morning, because Tammie Miller, no stranger to WJLB airwaves, Tammie Miller from the Northwest Indiana Symphony Orchestra, or how do you say that for short?
Northwest Indiana Symphony.
Northwest Indiana Symphony. There you go.
We drop the orchestra a lot.
I know there's letters that people use sometimes.
Well, NISO, but you can write that on your check when you pay for your tickets, but we don't.
I have to write that on my check. And Tammie, what's your role again at the symphony?
I am the marketing coordinator. I am the box office manager. I am a production assistant. I'm all kinds of stuff.
You do it all.
I do it all.
We want to thank Luke for the prop as well. If you're watching on the streaming channels there, it's a cookie jar, and it's got a mushroom on it, so I'm Polish. I appreciate the mushroom on the cookie jar.
Did this come from your own personal collection, Luke?
This came from the theater's collection.
Oh, the theater's collection.
Okay.
The fine theater collection.
It kind of has a tie-in with today's show. We'll get to that in a little bit here.
Maybe.
So
tune
in to guess the
we'll
mystery
make it
prop.
work.
But Tammie, a lot to get to going on with the symphony.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a whole bunch of things we should run down. But what's first on the horizon here for us?
Well, we're about to kick off our season, it's our 84th season.
84th season.
And the bigger overarching theme of the season is that it's Maestro Kirk Muskrat's 25th season with us.
Wow.
Yep. So he's been here 25 years. So that's sort of the overarching theme of the season and so a lot of the stuff on the season is sort of Kirk's favorite things and all. But we kick off actually with our Symphony Gala, which is our biggest fundraising event of the year. And I think at this point people know, Gala, you're getting a 3-course meal, an open bar.
Oh!
That'll bring both of y'all there.
We love an open bar.
And you got the open bar, and there'll be auctions and such, and then we have entertainment provided this year. Our entertainment is a band out of Chicago. They're called Conjunto. And they are sort of Afro-Caribbean, jazz, fusion kind of thing. Wow. And the leader of the band is a guy named James Sanders, and he is a violinist, a classically trained violinist. And after he got out of school and all this classical training, he kind of started incorporating his the violin and all of these other sort of like samba and all of this. So his band is, like I said, it's Afro-Caribbean, jazz, fusion, and it's like you can see a video on our website. They're really cool. When we were kind of looking for entertainment this year, and then our orchestra manager Karen Dickelman said, "Oh, James Sanders has a band, and so she sent us a link, and we were all listening to it in the office, and we were like, oh yeah, we have to have this."
Because when you're at a gala, you can't have anything that people are going to fall asleep to.
Right, exactly. Yeah, we tried different things. Last year we had like a sort of big band kind of swing music, and the year before that we had this group out of Chicago called the Cover Girls, and they do they're 3 ladies, or well, they have all kinds of, they have you can get groups of many sizes, but we had 3 of them come, and they're just like these ladies, and they wander the crowd, and they play sort of modern songs on violin, interpretation. So it's a little bit different every year, but we try and keep it, sort of interesting,
Fun.
Yeah, fun.
Beat.
So this one is like we said, it's like a sizzling evening with the symphony. And yeah, as it always, it's it's like I said, it's our biggest fundraiser, so it's good to it's come out and so the ticket price is to help benefit the symphony. It's not it's $175 a person.
Yeah.
And it's October 10th.
October 10th. So
I should have said that up front.
Less than a month away, October 10th.
Yep. Yeah, it's about 4 weeks, I think,
Okay.
or maybe 4 weeks from this Friday, I think. So yeah, October 10th at 6:00 at the Center for Visual and Performing Arts in Munster, which you and I all 3 of us know very well.
Yep.
And like I said, 3-course dinner, open bar, auction items, and our auction items, I know a lot of people, I had a garage sale this weekend, and nobody wants stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody wants stuff cluttering up their house, right? So what you want is sort of things, events, experiences. So we have a lot of restaurant and stuff like that. So
People like experiences.
Yes, experiences. So we get tickets to shows, and we've got we're going to have tickets for the Frank Sinatra Christmas.
Yeah, that's an experience.
That's going to be a thing. We'll probably have Sunday brunch. So stuff like that. Just stuff that you'll probably come to anyway.
Luke
but
wants
you
to
can
go
buy
skydiving. Do you anything for skydiving?
I could see. Any skydivers? I'll ask them to donate something. We'll see.
I was in a plane with the Golden Angels, but I didn't skydive.
That's
for
true.
that
That's
one,
true. I remember.
But you know
that.
what? You talk about the experiences, and you mentioned the Frank Sinatra, which is a Christmas concert. Several shows come into theater at the Center in Munster. But the gala itself, a great space there at the center.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the meal, you mentioned a 3-course meal provided by Chef Hugo and his amazing team there at 1040.
In the beautifully renovated new Center for the Visual and
Yes.
Performing Arts.
You could dine under the brand new chandeliers.
Right, exactly. New floors, new chandeliers. Yeah, it's well, again, working in that center for I've been there 19 years now, and it's like I when I walk in, I'm still like, it's so nice in here.
Yeah, it's
I'm so glad they finally
It's
renovated
never been brighter. It's never been newer than it is now.
Right, it's never.
It's the newest of the innovations over there. But again, that's October 10th.
October 10th.
And how can people get tickets?
You can call the office 219-836-0525, or you can do it on our website, nisorchestra.org.
And then come and enjoy a great evening, all benefiting the orchestra.
Yeah, so you'll see all 3 of us. We'll all be there probably. I think you'll be there, right?
I think.
You'll be there.
There's an
Okay.
open bar.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so I mean, it's like I said, it's a good time, and it's it's being billed as like the 25th anniversary gala in honor of Kirk, obviously.
Kirk. I mean, we've seen, even if you'd never been to a show, you know his face, you know the hair, you know it all.
Look.
Well, and one of the auction items I know, because we do it every year, and so is dinner with Kirk. So you and like 4 or 5 of your own friends can go.
He's paying?
Somebody's paying. You're not paying.
There we go.
Well, you'll pay for it at the gala, but whatever, But
Do you
again,
get the choice, or is it a restaurant? Do you know of the restaurant? Or
it's it's been at El Taco Real
okay.
for the past few years.
Got me
so-
scared for a second. I thought you were going to say Taco Bell.
No, well, I like Taco Bell too, but it's El Taco
Taco Real's
Real.
a fantastic region restaurant, though.
Yes, yeah, exactly. It's a good region restaurant in El Taco Real, and they're really great with us too. They're a really great organization that works with us.
You know, it's funny. I was at the South Shore Convention Center a couple weeks ago in the gift shop there, perusing as I do, see what's new over there. And I look over my shoulder. I felt somebody watching me. And it was the new poster of Kirk. Those, what do you call them? Those
the
famous region South Shore
line.
Arts posters. And Kirk has one now for his 25th anniversary.
Right.
And he's just looming over there. And I was like,
Yes.
oh, that's who was looking at me the whole time.
Right, yes.
His eyes were moving, which was kind of weird.
It's like one of those old school ones, like we hang it in a castle, and he'll be like,
Yeah. But Luke, of course, you've seen plenty of symphony shows. Always fantastic.
No, they're always great. They're always top notch, especially over there at Living Hope Church. Huge space. And they're wonderful. They're always great selections. It's always a fun time.
So that's first up on the list, the gala coming up here
Right.
next month. but there's a whole list of things behind
Right.
that.
Well, before the end of the year, let's see, because we start October 10th. The following Friday, because that's Friday. The following Friday, October 17th, is our opening concert, which is called how is it? La Dolce Sinfonia.
La Dolce Sinfonia. That's Italian?
It's Italian, yeah.
Okay.
So it's a night of Italian classics and favorites and all of this. And I kind of have it. It's music about Italy. It's music written by Italians. It's music from movies that are about Italy. And it's also there's a little bit of Frank Sinatra. So you got that.
Yeah, I mean,
So it's a lot of Italian, and it's a lot of stuff that Maestro likes. So it's Italian in theme, but I think it's again, we have a tenor, a great tenor. His name's Jesse Donner. He's going to come and sing some pieces like the Nessun Dorma, like the famous one of the famous tenor pieces, and some of the more fun stuff like O Sole Mio, like he's a gondoler.
Oh, Sole Mio.
So how do you go about picking like songs that people are familiar with, like say the Dean Martins and the Frank Sinatras, and then picking ones that people don't know so much but are still like about the Italian heritage?
Well, I mean that's Maestro. So Maestro picks, and so this one's kind of billed as some of his favorite pieces, and so to that end, it's but we did actually offer him, because he was like, he wanted to do these specific pieces, like there's a piece called The Pines of Rome, which is basically about as if you were traveling through Rome and the famous trees they have there, and then so he had some pieces he wanted to do, and then it was like, but he was like, give me suggestions. So like I gave him like the Mendelssohn. He has a symphony called the Italian Symphony, and and one of the pieces of that, I don't know if you guys might be too young for this, but there's a famous movie set in Indiana called Breaking Away.
I've heard. I don't think I've ever
it's
seen
about I think it was like late 70s, early 80s. So it's sort of more like my husband and his brother and all that. It was because bicycling and all this, but it was about some kids in a small Indiana town. Kind of I think it was supposed to be around Lafayette.
Yeah.
But they were really into bicycling, and so there was going to be this big bicycle race where all these international bicyclists were coming to town, and so they found out the Italian team the kid loved was coming to town, and so he's riding through the town screaming, "The Italians are coming!" And they played part of this Mendelssohn symphony in there. So I said, we should play that. You get a little Hoosier connection, you get a little Italian connection. So things like that. I mean, just like it's like there's like movies like he's got Sergio Leone, I think. The famous composer, he wrote a lot of westerns,
Yeah,
so we've
like
got
Spirits,
like The Good, Bad, and the Ugly,
Oh,
or
good.
something like that. So again, like I said, written by Italians or music about Italy.
Maybe Martin, I don't know.
Yeah.
something.
Well, yeah.
That's
So like I
amore.
said, there's some Frank Sinatra. So I don't know what piece he's singing, Frank Sinatra, but our tenor's going to sing a little Frank Sinatra.
You're going to feel like you're in Italy.
He's going to sing a little like what's his name, Andreas Bocelli.
Yeah.
And he's going to sing a little Frank
Pavarotti.
Sinatra.
Pavarotti, that's Italian, right?
I think he's is he one of the three tenors?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, one of the three tenors. There's only one tenor, but he's going to sing. He's going to sing.
You don't need three. You only need the one.
Well, we only do need the
Yeah.
one. You're right. It's all we need.
So that's right. That's right off the heels of the gala.
Right, exactly. It's a week later. So
Wow.
you're going to pop your head down to our office, and I'm going to be pulling my hair out.
Was that? Well, I'm not going to look at the how it was planned, but that's a quick turnaround. You got the gala, then a week later you got the concert.
It is. Oh, and with our prop here, we always usually have cookies after our concerts.
So there's cookie. This is where if you're listening to the show, this is the part of the show where we tie it all together.
Right.
Cookies with
Did
Kirk.
I put
and
any in there?
Now, what's Cookies with Kirk?
Cookies with Kirk is we usually have after our concerts. We have a meet and greet with Maestro and any of our guest artists and our musicians and chorus and all of that can come out. And you can go meet and talk to all these people, and we have cookies that we lay out, and then you can have some cookies and stay and chit chat and whatever.
Fantastic cookies, by the way.
They're pretty good cookies, but for this Italian concert, we decided we're going to stick with the theme, and so we're going to get some special Italian cookies.
At first, I was going to say meatballs.
We were looking had cannolis, but I got to tell you, cannolis
Cannoli.
with they're too, you got the cream in the
lot.
middle, and it's the whole
Yeah.
thing about refrigeration. So we're just going to go with straight up cookies.
Cookie Italian, maybe Italian flair.
Italian themed cookies. So we were looking at a place that we think we got a line on some real authentic, like some nice Italian ladies are going to make these cookies. It's going to be great.
Or Kirk's going to bake them. We don't know.
I don't
So
think you-
this
I
is
don't
going to
think you
follow.
do that.
Again, this is at Living Hope.
Yeah, so the first one, there's going to be at Living Hope Church, which is at 9000 Taft Street in Maryville/Crown Point. It's right there by the government center.
Lots of space in there.
Yeah.
Huge stage.
It seats about 900, a little
yeah.
over 900.
Great venue to see a show. And that's what time on the
It is at 7:30.
7:30. And tickets the same way?
Yep, tickets, call the box office, 219-836-0525, extension 200 is the box office, or our website, nisorchestra.org.
Luke knows a little Italian.
I know a little Italian. I know a lot of Italian songs. I like Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin, especially
there you
those
go.
Italian crooners.
Well,
Is there at the gala, is there a chance where a person could sing with a tenor? Because Luke would probably want to do it. Yeah.
we could discuss.
For the right price, you could sing with a tenor.
Well, right, yeah. Well, we
That
do.
could be at the gala.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Well, we usually, what's funny is we have in the past, and it kind of comes and goes, we sometimes offer the opportunity to conduct a concert,
Yes.
a piece on a concert. And so if anybody's interested in that, just give us a call. We can work that out for you.
I've always been fascinated about conductors because, like, you just watch them and they're doing something, obviously. They're moving their hands and doing all this motion, but it's like, how in tune are they with it's just something that I want to learn about more.
Well, if you pay for it, Kirk will give you a class.
Okay.
You can sign up for you can pay for that at the gala, and Kirk will give you a conducting lesson.
class.
I don't know. When I'm sitting next to you, Tony, you're always like, what? I think I could do that. What are they
I
doing?
could do
I
that.
could do that.
Well, I've been here again. I've been here 19 years, and it's like you're right. He does something.
No, but he's great. And
No.
what a great thing, him for 25 years in this region. I remember being a kid and going to the movies and seeing his face plastered on the screen before the show. So I was like, wow, that guy looks like an interesting fella.
Right.
And here 25 years later, he's still doing
Right.
some great things for the region here.
Well, right. Well, that's funny. When I first, I remember those also. And when I first started working here, or how I got my job here, long story somewhat short, I was hired through a temp agency because I was only supposed to be a temp for our current production manager, Kim Radu.
Yeah.
She was the marketing director, and she was leaving for a brief period. So I went to this temp agency though blind, like it was just like, oh, we have a job that might be interesting to you. You should come in. And I remember flipping through a magazine, and there was an ad for the symphony, and there was a picture of Kirk in there, and I was like, oh yeah, it's that guy with crazy hair. And then when I went to interview, they're like, it's at the symphony. I'm like, that's strange.
That's funny.
That's strange that I
Yeah.
was just thinking about that.
And there he is, yeah. So we got that on the 17th, Italian.
Uh-huh.
And then how far are we looking in advance now here for, you want to talk
Well,
about?
then we have, I think, the date I think is November
Woodwind
9th.
one should be is
Yeah.
the next one.
I think it's November 9th. It's whatever that Sunday is.
Okay.
And I think that's November 9th. And it's we have a woodwind quintet, so that's 5 woodwind instruments. Although there's like I've worked here for 19 years. You'd think I'd know the difference between brass and woodwind. I think there's some instruments. Anyway, it's 5 of our musicians from our orchestra. They've been with us for longer than I've been here.
Yeah.
I think most of them have. And they're going to perform in the gallery. In the gallery at the CVPA, and that's part of our Sunday afternoon matinee series called our Spotlight series. So that's a Sunday afternoon at 2:30 in the afternoon, because we've had some people say I can't make it at night. You get the older
course,
people;
yeah.
they don't drive at night. So we came up with the Spotlight series. So we have 3 concerts this year in the Spotlight series. So our first one is, like I said, that Sunday, November 9th, I think, at the center. Again, in the gallery. It's part of our sort of mix of art and music, because that's the salon show is going on in there. So that'll be, I think, a really interesting piece. In fact, one of the musicians, he finalized one of his compositions, or I don't think he composed it. I think he reworked it but it's something about a cat. It's a cat something. I just posted on Facebook yesterday. I can't remember it.
That's 1040 Ridge Road there in Munster, Indiana. Is there something also that once in the theater, or is that was switched to the gallery?
No, there's another one later in the year. Kirk, Stories with Kirk. That's
yeah,
in
we have 2
February as
more
well.
that are in the theater later. The Stories with Maestro, I'll preview that one. Stories with Maestro, February 15th in the theater there. And I don't know what he's going to come and talk to you about, stories about his life, probably a lot of stories about Crow's Nest Pass, Canada.
Yeah.
You'll get a lot of that. He already sent me, he previewed, he sent me his high school yearbook photo, which I'm not going to spoil, but you got to see it to believe it. And then, and then later, I think at the end of March, we have our chorus. Our
That's what
symphony
I'm thinking
chorus
of,
is
March.
doing a big their own standalone concert.
Look at me looking so far ahead to next year.
I know, and it's going to be here before you know it. You know this is good, true. So then, okay, so November 9th, and then concluding this year, 2025, with the symphony, we have our Holiday Pops.
The Holiday Pops, which is, I'm sure you'll be back on again to talk all about
I
that.
probably will.
The Holiday Pops are lots of people, a family tradition.
Family tradition, and so, hopefully, because, the losing the Star Plaza. I still lament losing the Star Plaza, but anyway.
Let's ray on some people right now. Who was responsible for that?
I'm not going to point any fingers, but again, well, whatever. We still need something. We still need something to replace the Star Plaza, and it's just not there yet. And so maybe this new convention center that they're talking about, maybe we can get them to throw a theater in there or something.
We got a lot of fantastic venues, but not on the level of what the Star Plaza was.
So the Holiday Pops is obviously one of our biggest, and so we've kind of had to split it between two venues. And so, like you said, it's a family tradition. So for that, so we have a family, all-ages family show, which is out at Valparaiso High School on Saturday, December 6th. But then we also have a one that's not for kids, not for kids in any way, shape, or form except the venue. Because
I thought it was
the same
raunchy
show.
or something.
No, I keep saying this. Like it's 21 and over only because it's at the Hard Rock Casino.
Yeah.
It's the same great family. It's the same great music and show and all of that. But it's December 4th, Thursday night at the Hard Rock Casino.
That's nice too to have something like that, because nothing against kids, but sometimes maybe mom and dad want to go out and have a nice time
and the
alone.
Hard Rock is such a nice facility, and there's such great people over there too. I mean, they've been really generous with us, and I think just the whole area, they've been really sort of want to be involved as being a leader of sort of entertainment and all of that, and and so we greatly appreciate them so much. And so we have that one of our holiday concerts is there at the Hard Rock Casino.
I like the Hard Rock, great theater space. You just never know. Depending on the artist, there's going to be chairs out or no chairs out.
Well, we have chairs.
You'll have chairs.
We have chairs because
Okay.
there's no way. I saw Weezer there like 2 years ago. And, Weezer's crowd is going to be, at least 45 years old, right?
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
It's going to be, us older Gen Xers.
Well, Luke is still young where he could stand.
Well,
still young.
but that's the thing. They didn't have chairs, and we all had to stand. And I was like, you really got to look at your crowd.
Got to determine by that.
Right.
Luke, any hard-hitting questions for Tammie?
Oh, no hard-hitting questions. There's
Oh,
no
come
need.
on. I could do it. I could take it.
Tony,
Why, we'll ask my Larry King, Joan Rivers question here. Tammie, in your history with the Symphony Orchestra, and of course they do a great job with all the shows, have you ever had to go up to somebody, maybe somebody playing the tuba, like, hey, your tuba is out of tune? Or no?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know that. Let's
Never
see.
called out one of the instrument players?
No, because I would know. And that's the thing. I wouldn't know if they're out of tune. I mean, maybe you would know. But I'll tell you this. There was one concert early on, like probably my first year working here, and I don't remember which music or which piece it was. And it was like they were playing it, and I was just like, I do not like this.
Oh.
It was it was purposefully like discordant, like the stuff like
Not your style.
It did not sound nice or good.
And you questioned them about it.
Well, I said this. I probably said something to Kirk later, and it does all come together, and it has a purpose. But man, I was like, I do not, because you're sitting there going, is this wrong? Is the whole, is the whole brass section? Are they doing the
But they're
right
doing
thing?
something artsy.
Are
Yes.
they doing something artsy?
How many? Approximately how many people are in the orchestra?
It depends on what pieces you're going to play. So for like the La Dolce Sinfonia, it's probably, is it up around, I don't know, maybe 50, 60?
And for a size like that, you always got to find a stage big enough for everybody, unless you
Right.
have people kind of crammed in there, and
Right.
nothing worse than instruments hitting each other. And
Well, and
whatnot.
that's been always the
Gotta
problem.
walk.
Like when we have the chorus, we love the symphony chorus. They're all great group of people. They're all volunteers who just like to sing with us, and so we love having them on concerts. But the stage there at Living Hope Church is just, it's like we have to build that out a lot, because we add a lot of extensions to it, and then we're still like, everybody's like, packed in there.
Of course, you gotta get them in
when
there.
you put the chorus on the back of that. So the concerts we love the most are just where it's just like, you don't even have to build out the stage sometimes.
Yeah, no, it's great. Adriana, I don't know if you want to hop on here in a second. I know she's busy taking phone calls from Jim Dietlow, too, as well, but I'm going to ask her a question as well. Have you ever attended a symphony orchestra show, Adriana?
No, but I will. I will attend one soon. I'm going to go see Leve in concert, and hers is a symphony orchestra concert as well, as a kind of music singing concert.
Cool.
How about that?
Yeah, and we've done stuff like that before, where we've been hired as like an orchestra for like an artist like that. Like we did it once up at Festival Lakes, or part of that, where it was like a Led Zeppelin kind of tribute. Obviously not Led Zeppelin, but Led Zeppelin sort of tribute where we played.
Amazing, yeah. Well, for folks that Adriana, first timers, some people have been coming back years after years after years. Some people go to the first time. It's quite the experience. I mean, there's nothing really like it, and we're lucky to have a symphony orchestra in the area for people to go to, because not everybody wants to go see a rock band or whatnot.
You got to diversify your musical taste.
Culture, right?
Right.
Getting culture.
Yeah.
I learned my, growing up on the Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny.
Well, right. And so,
that's how I learned classical
That's
music.
what's fun, because there's a Rossini piece which was used in like the famous Bugs Bunny with the Kill the Wabbit.
Kill the Wabbit.
There's the piece from that. It's like a Rossini piece, so written by an Italian, and then so that we're gonna have that. So there you go, and you can sit along and hum along, Kill the Wabbit.
I can hum along to Kill the Wabbit. Yeah. So again, a lot of great stuff happening at the Symphony Orchestra. What's social media, you guys? Facebook?
We got Facebook. We've got X. We've got Instagram. We've got but Facebook's the main one.
And what's the website?
Website nisorchestra.org.
And for tickets for anything, concerts, or the gala, which is coming up here on next month, October.
Yep, 4 weeks. 4 weeks for gala, 5 weeks for
October 10th.
Yep.
And that's you get tickets. Give that number one more time.
219-836-0525, extension 200 is the box office.
So get your tickets today. Again, gala, great time. You got a great musical act lined up. Lots of chances to win great prizes, experiences.
Right, experiences.
And which we're in this region, there's a ton of experiences. Right? Luke, what's your favorite experience in the region?
This one right here.
Good answer, Luke.
That could be a thing. Win an experience.
Come be on the radio.
Go on the radio.
Be interviewed by Phil Patempa.
Although if they, we gotta make sure they don't bring any FCC violations once they hop on here.
Right, exactly.
You got to vet.
Yeah, for that. But
right, you got to have something to talk about.
you gotta have substance. Tammie, anything else we should know about her? Did we cover it all?
Probably, but we're all good.
We're all good. Well, Tammie, thank you so much for being on.
for having
Again,
me.
old pro to these airwaves. You come on with Phil a lot. Came on with me and Sonny a lot in the past.
It took 3 of us to replace Phil.
It's a whole lot of work to get done, but you're no stranger whatsoever, and you're welcome back anytime.
Thanks.
On this show, at least, because the other show is not around anymore.
Oh no. Yeah, I know. It was sunny in the afternoon. Yeah.
Well, they'll figure it out.
We should find a new show. We should make a new show.
You want a show?
Sure, why not?
Would you want to? You feel like you could be a good host.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. We'll see.
Who would I interview? Myself.
Coming this fall on
coming
WJLB.
up. What I've done this week at the Symphony.
Tammie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Adriana, thank you so much. Luke, any final words?
None.
None? Thank you for the cookie jar once again. Cookies
So
with Kirk.
Italian cookies at our La Dolce Sinfonia. Come for
Do
the
you
Italian.
need to borrow this for Cookies with Kirk?
I think we'll have our own trays.
Making sure. We could rent it out to you if you want. But thanks for listening to another episode of Notoriety here on WJLB Jed TV, the voice and face of the region.